Hi, everyone. We're the Pass the Time Players, and we want to welcome you this evening to our new story, Hansel and Gretel. Now, before we get started, I'd like to invite you to like us on Facebook and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any of our stories. But now, let's meet our cast.
Hi, I'm Jeremy, and I'll be playing Hansel.
Hi, I'm Shayna, and I'll be playing Gretel.
Hi, I'm Matthew, and I'll be playing the Woodcutter.
Hi, I'm Debbie, and I will be playing the Stepmother.
Hello, I'm Karen Ann. I'm going to be the witch.
Hi, I'm Betsy, and I'll be your narrator.
So now, sit back, get comfy, and enjoy Hansel and Gretel.
Once upon a time, there was a brother and sister known as Hansel and Gretel. They lived with their father in a tiny cottage at the edge of a huge forest. Their father was a woodcutter and worked very hard to take care of Hansel and Gretel. One day, he decided to remarry so his children would once again have a father and a mother to take care of them. The woodcutter worked day and night, but the family was very, very poor. One day, the woodcutter said to his wife,
We have no money left to buy food. I don't know what we're going to do.
Well, I have an idea. If it was only the two of us, it would be much easier to buy food. Why don't we take the children into the forest tomorrow and leave them there? That way we will only have 2 mouths to feed.
How can you suggest that? Leave my children alone in the forest? I will never do that to my children. Never, never.
Do as I say, or we will starve.
The father thought long and hard. If he refused, his wife would definitely make his life miserable, and his family would starve.
Yes, I suppose you are right. I don't like this idea, but it's probably for the best.
Hansel and Gretel had been listening at the door, and Gretel was very frightened, but Hansel had a plan.
Hansel, I'm afraid. What are we going to do? We will surely be lost if we're left alone in the forest.
Don't cry, Gretel. I know what to do. Don't worry. Leave it to me.
Hansel crept out of the house and gathered together lots of little white pebbles which he put in his pocket. The next day, the woodcutter and his wife took Hansel and Gretel into the forest. As they walked, Hansel dropped the little white pebbles onto the path. After a while, they came to a clearing, and the woodcutter told the children to wait there while he and his wife went to find some wood they could gather and then sell to buy some food.
We are going to collect some wood. You both stay right here. Stay together. Don't leave each other. We will call out to you once we find the wood, and then you can come and help us carry it home.
The woodcutter hugged his children. His wife was growing impatient.
Come on, husband, let's go.
Oh, poor Hansel and Gretel.
Hansel and Gretel watched as their father and stepmother disappeared into the forest. They sat and waited until it was almost dark. When they did not return, Hansel and Gretel began to walk home, following the tiny white pebbles that Hansel had dropped along the path.
Hansel, I'm so scared. We've never been out at night alone in the forest.
Hansel took his sister's hand.
Don't cry, Gretel. We will find a way back home. I promise I'll take care of you.
The little white pebbles, gleaming in the moonlight, lit their way right to their little house. They knocked on the locked front door.
Father, open the door!
Oh, my children, thank God you're safe. I was so worried about you. Oh, what happened? We waited for you, but you never came back.
Before the woodcutter could say another word, the stepmother interrupted.
Yes, we were so worried. How did you find your way back home?
Before Hansel could stop her, Gretel excitedly told how they had found their way back.
Hansel is so smart. He dropped little white pebbles along the path and they glowed in the moonlight. That's how we found our way back. Wasn't that smart of Hansel?
Yes, so smart. Come, you must be tired. Off to bed. Tomorrow we need to go into the woods again and gather more wood to sell. You need your rest.
Hansel and Gretel kissed their father goodnight and went off to bed.
Come here, husband. Tomorrow you must take them both much deeper into the forest.
No, I will not.
Yes, you will.
That night, Hansel and Gretel's stepmother locked their door so they could not collect any more pebbles. The next day, the woodcutter took them deeper into the forest. In Hansel's pocket was a small piece of bread. He crumbled up the bread, and as they walked, he dropped a trail of crumbs. But the birds saw the tasty crumbs and flew down to eat them. Then the woodcutter returned home, leaving Hansel and Gretel once again. The moon began to shine, but the crumbs were all gone. What could they do? Hansel and Gretel wandered further into the forest. They were very tired and very hungry.
I'm hungry and my feet hurt. Can't we stop and take a little bit of a rest?
I'm tired too, Gretel, but we have to keep moving.
Then they saw a very strange house up ahead. The windows, the roof, the chimney, the door, and even the walls were all made from candy and cakes. The children couldn't believe their eyes. Hansel broke off a little piece of the front porch and put it in his mouth.
Gingerbread.
Then Gretel broke off a little piece of the window ledge.
Chocolate. What a wonderful house.
As the children were enjoying their newfound sweets, an old woman peered out the front door.
What sound is that? It sounds as if someone is eating my house. Oh, I have two little hungry visitors.
Wow, this is the most delicious house I've ever seen.
The old woman stepped out onto the front porch and surprised the children.
Just what do you think you're doing? Are you eating my house?
We are so sorry. We're just so hungry.
Yes, we are so hungry. Our father and stepmother left us in the woods. They don't want us anymore. So we're trying to find a new home, and yours looks so delicious. But we're sorry. We know we should have asked.
Never mind that now. If you like the outside, you'll love the inside. Come in, my dears.
Hansel and Gretel walked into the house, but as soon as the door closed, the old woman, who was really a nasty witch, grabbed Hansel. She threw him into a cage and locked him in.
What are you doing to my brother? Leave him alone.
I tricked you both. I'm going to eat him, and you're going to live with me and clean my house and cook my meals.
Please let me go, old witch.
The witch gave Gretel a broom and told her to do the house chores.
Yet sweeping.
Gretel did as she was told. She cleaned the floors and washed the dishes. When the witch was sleeping, she would sneak over to the cage and make plans with Hansel, waiting for their time to escape. Every day, the evil old witch went to see Hansel to check and see if he was getting fatter. She wanted him nice and plump so he would make a delicious dinner.
Let me feel your finger.
Hansel put a chicken bone that Gretel had given to him the night before through the bars of the cage. The witch, who couldn't see very well, felt the bone.
Too thin. You're still much too thin.
Day after day, the witch waited for Hansel to get fatter. However, the witch grew very impatient. She decided that she was not going to wait any longer.
I'm going to eat you anyway.
Oh, dear Hansel, my poor brother.
The witch told Gretel that she was going to cook Hansel in her enormous oven. So the witch asked Gretel to make the fire so the oven would be hot enough to roast Hansel. The witch led Gretel to the oven, opened the door and pointed inside.
Now, see if the temperature is hot enough.
How?
How? What's wrong with you, girl? Haven't you ever done any baking?
No, I'm sorry. I've never baked anything.
Must I do everything myself? Now watch carefully, so you'll be able to do it the next time.
The witch opened the door as wide as she could and peered into the oven. Quickly, Gretel gave the witch an enormous push. The witch fell into the oven, and Gretel slammed the door shut. Then she ran to release Hansel from the cage.
Oh, Hansel, I'm so happy that you are safe. You are so brave and clever, but what are we going to do now?
You're the brave one, Gretel. Now let's find our way home. But first,
In the corner of the house, Hansel saw something sparkling. It was the witch's treasure. He picked it up. Gretel packed some sweets into a sack to eat on the way home. Hansel took Gretel's hand, and they began to walk back through the forest. After many days, they found their way home. Their father was overjoyed to see them and hugged them tight.
where's Stepmother?
Don't need to worry about her anymore. She has left me.
We are sorry, Father, but we are so happy to be home with you.
And we have something for you.
Hansel gave his father the witch's treasure. There was enough to last them a lifetime, and they never went hungry again. The end.
Thank you for joining us this evening. We hope you enjoyed Hansel and Gretel. Now, just a quick reminder, like us on Facebook and follow us on our YouTube channel. And until next time, we are the Pass the Time players. Bye.